welcome to JFL 42, and he's going to be doing shows in Singapore and Tokyo. Please give it up for Danish Anwar!
Guys, keep it going for Luke for putting this together. So much fun. What a nice audience, guys. It's already cold outside, though. I'm so glad I moved to a country where summer isn't a season. It's a time of day. Noon to 4, a couple days in July. I think that's how it works. Oh my God, Canada's amazing. Actually, how many people actually immigrated to Canada here? Make some noise if you're an immigrant. Not as many as I thought. The neo-Nazis led me to believe that there would be so many more immigrants everywhere I go. Yeah. No, this is actually my 4th citizenship from 4 different countries. I'm starting to think that I'm the problem. I think it's me. Like, I'm what you would call a career immigrant. That's what I do. I just keep moving. Either that or they keep kicking me out. I don't know. Something's happening. I've been here 15 years now. I also lived in India for a while. I'm half Indian. Any Indian people here? A couple people. All right, that's cool. Thought there'd be more. Also lived in Bangladesh. I'm half Bengali. Any Bengali people here? That's about right. Do you guys know about Bangladesh? It's like India's Mexico. You know? we make all their stuff. We're poorer, but we are better looking. So poor South. And I was born and raised in the USSR, in Moscow, when it was the Soviet Union. Don't be too surprised, brown people are everywhere. We are the Taylor Swift of people. I came here 15 years ago, and like a lot of other people, people abroad come to Canada for the same reason. You want to come to North America, people say, go to Canada because it's a nicer version of America. You get all the benefits, but it's like a cuter, more adorable version of America. When I got here, I realized it's not even close. It's not even the right country to compare Canada with, because Canada is a giant winter wasteland full of high-functioning alcoholics obsessed with hockey. Canada is Russia with gay rights. Which is technically a nicer America. Okay, whatever. More south. But I like living here now. It's been a while. Like Sarah said, they legalized weed. They had to. I mean, the sun sets at 3 p.m. 500 days of the year. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go home, smoke in the dark, binge watch SpongeBob SquarePants. We've legalized depression. That's what we legalized. Legalized depression. Although it's not like legal the way we want it, because it's legal to smoke, but it's not legal to sell. Like, if you want to sell weed, you need a license that costs $10 million. Right? Yeah, 10 million. Like, I have to be a coke dealer first. 10 million for the right to grow weed. Fucking weed, like, it used to be, like, before legalization, it was like a Canadian rite of passage. Everybody sold weed. Like, I still do. I used to sell weed. Like, they won't even give you a passport till you sold your first ounce. And now, it's like somehow harder now that it's legal. You know what, one time somebody's like, you don't look like a dealer, man, you look like an accountant. Like, what's that? Like, yeah, that's why it worked. Okay? That's why I got away with it. This is like hiding in plain sight. I swear to God, one time, in my early days, I was on the street, dressed like this, a giant gym bag full of poorly packaged weed, just like sticking up the block. These 2 cops walked by me, sniffed the air, and immediately tackled the white guy next to me. That was a seminal moment in drug smuggling history, okay? Mwah, beautiful. Pablo Escobar approved. The real reason I got good at hiding it from law enforcement is because I had to hide it from my mother first. You learn from the best. Like, if you can keep a secret from an immigrant mom, you can steal an election. That's how they did it. Yeah. Moms have this special torture technique. It's called emotional waterboarding. Hang you upside down and drown you with guilt. Classic, because it works. That's how it is. Ooh. How many people here are mentally ill? Make some noise, my fellow mentally ill. The reason it's a trip, right? I'm kind of like, I go up and down. Like when I'm depressed, it takes me 3 hours to decide to drink water, right? And then when I'm manic, I'm not even joking, true story, I'll do a show in Bangkok and Toronto the same weekend. And that happened once. I had a show in Bangkok on Friday night, Toronto Sunday night. So I was in and out of Thailand so quick. I had the same flight crew there and back. And on the return flight, as soon as I boarded, because I just spent 17 hours with them 2 days ago, they recognized me and immediately thought I was in some kind of trouble. Right? They're like, wait, weren't you just here 2 days ago? Are you smuggling drugs? What the hell is going on? And I started freaking out. So no, I have to do a comedy show, blah, blah. They're like, no, that doesn't check out. And I started freaking out because I'm like, I'm gonna get thrown into a Bangkok prison. This is gonna happen. Like, if there's one thing you're not supposed to do in life, is get thrown into a bank. Like, people just know this. Like, certain things you just know. You don't borrow money from the mob, right? You don't get an Oshawa girl pregnant. And you don't get thrown into a Bangkok prison. It just doesn't, you don't do that. So I'm just bringing out all these flight attendants that have circled around me. This air marshal comes over. He's like, what's the problem? And they're like, this guy's clearly smuggling drugs. He was just in and out in 48 hours. The guy looks at me, he's like, he's smuggling drugs. The guy looks like an accountant. Okay? So just let him go. True story. True story. I get to travel a lot actually for comedy. Like Luke said, I'm going to Japan. So I was just there in the spring. Here's one thing that's interesting about Japan. It's like a very futuristic society, but also very conservative in certain ways. For example, they're very, very intolerant of tattoos, of which I have a few. Right? They assume that you're a criminal, you're part of the Yakuza, whatever, you get kind of like a lot of dirty looks on the street. And I'm like, it's kind of weird being judged on my tattoos by a country that sells tentacle porn next to children's cereal at every 7-Eleven. You know, like, this is the line, apparently. You know, like, it's like getting a lecture on proper etiquette from Harvey Weinstein. You know? We're going about Oz here. Are we on Harvey Weinstein's side with that joke? I think that was part of the problem. And I do have some tattoos. They changed my life in a very specific way. Before I had tattoos, I'd get stopped 100% of the time at 100% of every airport for a random search. Every single time. Ever since I got these tattoos, that number dropped to 0. Literally 0. Right? And my friends were like, it's probably because, Islamic terrorists don't have tattoos, it's haram, whatever, it's not, And I'm like, what, it probably has something to do with me specifically, before and after. Because now, like, I'm a huge mess at the airport, I'll admit. My eyes are bloodshot from a pre-flight joint, like food crumbs all over me. I got these tattoos. Security looks at me and they're like, that guy could use a little religion. Life is a mess. Life is a mess. You guys are digging the drug jokes, great. Oh my god. I've been here for a little while now. One thing, actually, let me just talk about the one thing that's on everybody's minds right now. Ancient Hindu mythology. Everybody's talking about it. The reason I bring it up is because I find Hindu symbols everywhere in North America. You don't even know there are. Like, for example, the Om symbol that you see in yoga studios, like the Om and whatnot, and also tattooed on the necks of douchebags who've been to India for a week. That symbol is actually a Hindu symbol. It's the symbol of the Hindu god Shiva, the destroyer. And he's blue, he's cool, his cosmic purpose is to destroy. He's like Indian Thanos. That's basically who he is. He's the god of destruction, but also the god of yoga, because even Indian gods have to have a side hustle. But that's not even the end of his resume. Like, what kind of pressure did his mom put on him? Like, he is not only the god of destruction, but he's also the god of yoga, art, and meditation. Okay? He's the patron saint of white women. Do you guys know any white girls? Like, this is, Cool. This is going so well. Where are my nerds at? Where are my comic book nerds at in this house? Anybody? 3? You know what? It doesn't matter. We might be a minority here, but we have won the culture wars. It's just happened. It's everywhere. Netflix, movies, TV shows, lunchboxes, tattoos. It's all superhero shit, right? I love it. I love it. I love it all. Seen it all. Except for Suicide Squad. I don't know if you guys watched it. It was filmed here in Toronto. And as a gamer, as a nerd, as a Torontonian, I was happy for Suicide Squad. As a brown guy, I can't Google phrases like Suicide Squad. have the RCMP breaking down my door. Because I wanted to go see the live shoot. I wanted to see where they're filming. And I'm like, Toronto Meetup Suicide Squad. No, not that. Every time there's a new trailer, I have to call my white friends. And now they're making a sequel, so it's all over again. But you know what I do like? The one thing I do like about what's happening with comic books is that they're getting more and more inclusive. Like the new Thor is a woman. I don't know if you guys do that. New Thor is a woman. The new Hulk is Asian, but it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back every single time. Because the new Hulk, like the Caucasian Hulk, he's a smart guy. He hulks out, becomes really strong, but loses his mind. Asian Hulk, smart guy, becomes really strong, still a genius. Like, why is the Asian Hulk the nerd Hulk? You know? Like, Asian people can't be out of control rage monsters? You ever been to an Apple store on launch day? Kim Jong-un exists? But like the worst stereotype in all of comic books are Canadian superheroes. Every single one of them is so offensive. Like the 2 most famous Canadian superheroes are Wolverine and Deadpool, right? And both of them have the same superpower. They can both heal for free. Somebody write a letter to Marvel is all I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @TerrorSuspect. I'm gonna bring back Luke Lindell. Make some noise, guys.